Hello, I'm Chris Williams and I'm back with yet another review. This time we're reviewing Uncanny X-Men 1, Winter's End. Well, I don't know why there's one. I'm pretty sure this is a one-shot. So I don't know why they'd have to put a 1 on it. Well, enough about that. Let's move on to the cover. The first thing you should know about this cover, it's a lie. Only Ice Master appears in this comic, and at least in this scene. The others appear in a flashback in the comic, but they don't appear in the comic proper. So yes, this is a lie. This big, huge fight with the X-Men, present-day X-Men versus the future X-Men. The cover is good. It's very, very well drawn and colored. It reminds me of great 90s art. And we go into the first page. And we see Iceman's golems trudging through a flooded town. They appear to be gathering people in boats and are apparently rescuing them from this flooded area. Something you don't really see the X-Men do all that often, using their powers to save people. Here we can see Iceman ordering his ice golems to gather food and stuff they can carry for the townspeople as they begin hauling them out of there. This art isn't all that great. It's decent. I wish it were better. And it just gets, at least in my opinion, worse from here. This is a good shot right here with Iceman sliding along on an ice shield, watching over his ice golems while one of them waves, when suddenly someone with a crack hits the ice golem with a brick. Who could it possibly be? Oh, it's a guy. It's a mutant hating white man. Of course, yeah, it's boring. I find this drivel right here because, of course, they find the one racist in all of that. They don't spend much time on it, and so I won't spend much time on it. When Bobby gets back, we come to where he's got a birthday card, when suddenly he has to deal with a mutant who is apparently dealing with the fact that she thinks she is useless, while because she has the power of combat spit. She doesn't like that. She wants to quit the X-Men, even though she's not an X-Men. She's a student at the school. She just feels that she can't do anything there. While a friend comes in to tell her about her outfit. Yeah, it's great. So we have a woman who wants to quit the Xavier's school, while Bobby tries to cancel her. While another woman comes in about something silly Billy about her dress, and after that, Bobby goes out to take a walk when he's confronted by someone who yells out his name, Bobby, and he looks on with a gaping mouth. And this art isn't really good because it makes Bobby look ugly. And that face looks so stupid. And who is it? It's Ice Master, his future self. So we once again have more time-traveling X-Men. They just got rid of, apparently, the younger X-Men, who now have the memories of the younger X-Men when they sent them back in time. Apparently they were their younger selves and not other dimensional X-Men. All right, and we go to where they're going to have a party for Bobby for his birthday. We see Angel and Kitty Pryde talking about it, while other X-Men are just getting into the party. They don't spend much time there, and it's not very important. So we'll just go back to the fight with Iceman and Ice Master. Ice Master has come back to warn Bobby about something very important and very bad that's going to happen in his future. Bobby, despite all this, doesn't want to listen to it. He's been through enough with his younger self and doesn't want to have to deal with more time travel shenanigans. But his older self says, "No, you're going to deal with this. We're going to make sure my future does not happen." He's come back to warn him about Daikon, and while younger Bobby asks, "He who?" This is before they actually say. But Ice Master wants to warn him about what happens when he and the rest of the X-Men in the future, he and his boyfriend Daikon, go on one final adventure with the X-Men. Well, we can see someone with sonic powers like Banshee, and we see Colossus in this fight as they fight the Shi'ar. who are apparently being led by Deathbird. The fight goes well, and they beat the Shire back, and the X-Men gather with Daikon and X-23 as they end up boarding a ship. But Daikon and Iceman end up confronting Deathbird and Eric the Red, who's made a new appearance. We don't know if this is the Shire Eric the Red or not. And what turns out is that it's actually a trap. They blow up the X-Men. Iceman can only look on in his horror as he finds out that Daikon planned all of this with Deathbird and Eric the Red. Daikon orders Eric the Red to fight and kill Iceman. And then what happens? He betrays Deathbird, and we didn't really see that come out. And he kills her. And he tells Iceman that he's done all this because he has his dream. He wants to become a real threat to the universe. He wants to become a real master. He wants to take over everything. He wants to become a new Thanos. He needs to become a threat as big as him. And Bobby attacks him, trying to kill him and stop him. And all he can do is tell his younger self that he went on to devastate whole world and become a new Thanos. And then they fight because Iceman does not want to listen to Ice Master, and their ice golems end up battling each other. And a comical sort of cartoonish looking fight. And Iceman learns that there are more powers that he has, like being able to switch his consciousness between his ice constructs, turning an ice golem into himself. And he fires an attack at his younger self. All he can do is dodge it by shape-shifting around it. And then Jean Grey arrives to ask what is going on. Ice Master attacks her because he has taken enough. He is tired of forgiving people who've done massive damage and horror in the world. He is tired of her coming back to life, doing damage and hurting everyone he knows and loves, while he has to forgive her. Iceman has had enough. He stops the fight by using his powers to make giant ice sculptures and separating them. Jean Grey asks what's going on. Iceman has had enough as well. He acknowledges that Ice Master has a point, that Jean Grey, at one point, her younger self caused him to be outed, causing his life to irrevocably change. He's angry at her, even though it wasn't exactly her, but her younger self. But she did mess with his mind, causing him to out himself, foreverly screwing with his life and making it miserable. And he screams once again, another outburst with his power. And all his older self can do is say, yeesh. Okay, fine, yeesh. After that, they settle the fight and they go to the party. Iceman runs into Emma Frost's brother, who he had a thing with. He apologizes to Bobby for screwing him over and gives him money, apparently millions of dollars. And then we see him at his happy birthday party, and he's being hugged by a big bruiser of a man, while the other X-Men celebrate around him, and it's all funny. He celebrates with his parents, and he tells them about Ice Master and about another future thing, and his parents really don't want to have to deal with anything like that. And he goes to where the Morlocks are. Apparently they're a new band of Morlocks. And he gives them the money that Frost's brother gave him. See, because he wants to... This shows in this version of Iceman can be heroic. And the Morlocks thank him for it. Because of helping them improve their lives, and maybe some of them going to college. He's saying that he's had enough and he's turning over a new leaf. He wants to be more of a hero, because lately his actions haven't been all that heroic. And this is good. The issue ends with Iceman watching Ice Master die. Ice Master says to him he had come back in time to warn him, and he had done that, but he also was happy that he could go on a high note, seeing how Bobby had changed, and that therefore his future self could most likely change. And we end this review with a bunch of pictures of the issue that I decided to put out on the screen here because I wanted to have a few words. This issue is bad. It's boring. Santa Grace is once more doing nothing really good, except he did make Iceman do a couple heroic things by saving those townspeople and giving that money to the Morlocks. Nate Stockman's art is workable. It's not great. It's just decent, as you can see it with the panels and the art. One final thought, and I'll say this again, this is a bad comic. Avoid it if you if you want to, or read it if you want to. If you like this review, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. I'll see you all again soon.